You are listening to Smart Women's Dating Podcast, episode number 61. Welcome to Smart Women's Dating Podcast. I am your host, certified life coach Lærke Nielsen, and I help smart, independent women attract the love they deeply desire without having to chase or settle. This podcast will give you the mindset, tools, and insights you need to finally crack the code to your love life. Are you ready? Then let's go. Hey friend, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Can you be too independent? The short answer is no. Independence is very good. Being able to do whatever you dream of is good. Being capable, competent, and resourceful, all of that is very good, and I personally don't believe you can be too independent. But you can use your independence in a way that doesn't invite a man to join your amazing life, a way that might even push him away. And that is when your independence show up as a lack of openness to receiving and allowing someone else to sometimes take over, take lead, make decisions, or support you. And this is what I'm going to talk about today. This is an area where I myself had to learn a lot, and I'm still learning because for many of us independent women, our independence has become such a strong muscle that we never rest. It's working all the time and no one else gets a saying. So today I will share with you what it means when your independence gets in the way of love and romance, what it looks like and why it's a problem. And then I will give you an idea of what the healthy and open independence looks like. How you can actually balance being a highly competent woman and open to receiving from a man. Hello, I'm just going to break in here with an important announcement. Wednesday, the 14th of February, it's Valentine's Day, and I'm inviting you to a free masterclass. 3 Steps to Attract Love. It's a masterclass for strong, independent women, and it's my 3-step process that I use to teach my clients dating mastery. So it has all the elements that I find important to attract healthy love while feeling empowered as a woman and also having some fun. So I did this masterclass last year in October, but if you're new to my podcast or if you didn't have a chance to join last year, I highly encourage you to come. And even if you did watch it last year, come anyway because I have made some updates to it and some of the things is actually good to hear again. And you want to come and join live for several reasons. First of all, come and say hi. I would love to meet you. And secondly, you can bring all your questions to me directly. I love an engaged audience who asks lots of questions, and I would love to help you by answering you directly on this masterclass. There will be time for Q&A after the training, so don't be shy. And finally, there's a bonus offer at the end of the call. And it's not because you won't get that from the replay. It's just that you will get access to it first when you are on the live call. And it's a limited offer because I am only me here in my business. It's a one-woman business. So there's a limit to my time and my resources. So come and join live. And if you can't do that because of time zone or whatever, sign up anyway because then you will catch the replay. I will send it out right after the training. Then what are some things you will learn on this training? I will talk a bit about why, if you're experiencing that you're not meeting the good men, why is that? And I can reveal that it's not because they're all gone. That's not the reason, and it's not that they're hiding in a secret place. And then I will walk you through the 3 steps, which includes the importance of working on yourself, up-leveling your relationship with yourself and how you see yourself and what that includes. And then it's about learning the science of attraction, the polarity and feminine masculine energy, which I think is what every smart woman would want to do when she goes out on the dating arena. And finally, I will share with you how you can make the journey fun and why you should always do that. And you can read more about this on the link in the show notes. And you can also find this link on my Instagram bio at Lærke the Love Coach. And here you also will see the different time in the different time zones. So if you want to join live, when is it that you got to be ready by the computer or the phone? So sign up on the link in the show notes or on my Instagram bio, and let's have a fun party together. Independence in itself basically just means that you don't depend on others to do what you want to do. You are able to think by yourself, make decisions, and take actions. You are able to find solutions, and you have a lot of experience in managing things on your own. So maybe you recognize this. You build an amazing life and you are happy with your achievements. You take pride in not needing anything from a man. You barely ever ask for help from anyone. You are low maintenance because you know how to figure things out on your own. That's all very good, and you can be proud of yourself. But when you are single for a very long time and you grow into the habit of fixing everything yourself, your independence can turn into an unhealthy independence, the kind of independence that blocks the access for a man. Now, what does the unhealthy independence look like? This could be when you react per default or per your normal instinct with a man instead of allowing him to play a role. This can be very subtle and you might not realize it yourself. I'm going to give you some clues here to how you can recognize if you are in an unhealthy independence. A man that you are dating offers you to support you with something that you normally do yourself, like carry your bag, for instance, and you tell him no thanks, and your thoughts are, does he think I'm not capable of that myself? I prefer to do this myself. I can take care of this. I don't need help from him. Or if he offers to pay for dinner at a date, your thoughts could be, I'm totally able to pay for myself. Does he not see that? I would rather pay for myself. Or, now I need to pay next time, or he's gonna think I'm cheap or poor. Or if he wants to do you a service, like driving you to the airport for an early morning flight, or help you pick up your new sofa with his car, for instance, and you think, I don't need him to go out of his way for me. I don't need his help with this. I can handle it on my own. I've done this many times before and I can do it again. I'd rather take care of this myself. And we can imagine that he offers you his guidance or advice in an area. And let's say he isn't really an expert, but neither are you in this area. And then you might have thoughts like, I think I could come up with something better myself. I can find a better solution to this. I definitely wouldn't do it that way. So I have to admit that basically all of these thoughts is something that I have thought myself, and it's always been really difficult for me to allow a man to give me something or offer support or help to me. It's challenging to receive, so I get you if you find it difficult. So what we can say here about the unhealthy independence is that a man is offering you practical help or support, advice or guidance, or he offers to pay, and your instinct tells you that since you don't need that, you actually prefer to do things the way you are used to, which is by yourself. Now, it's true that you don't need him to do that. You're a big girl. You can pay for yourself. You can carry your own bag. You can call a taxi. You can find a solution. But here's the point. Even if you can do all of this, you don't have to. When we state our own independence to a man by not accepting his offers and suggestions, we might think it's a good thing. You might do this because you don't want to bother him and you don't want him to feel burdened by you. But at the same time, you are also saying no to him. And if you do this a lot, it can translate into, I don't want what you have to offer me. I don't trust you to be able to support me. I am not open to you. Now, this might come as a bit of a shock to you, and I know that I was surprised when I realized that. So if you do this only once or a few times, it's not a problem. But if it's a habit to more or less always say thank you, but no thank you, every time he offers to do something for you or give something to you, he will start to feel rejected. This is what you could call micro-rejections. And if you're okay with the more dramatic expressions, we could also say that this could lead to death by 1,000 paper cuts. Each small rejection in itself is harmless, but together, consistently saying no to him again and again could in the end give him the impression that you are not open to him and he does not get to play the role he wants to with a woman. He might even feel that you are more competent than him and that he can't get a chance to be a man with you. He can't offer you anything because you already have it, or you know how to get it or make it happen. So, what is then the healthy balance? What is a healthy independence? Healthy independence is that you have built a life that you love and enjoy, and when you are dating someone, even if you think he's amazing, you can easily be apart from him for a couple of days or a week without feeling that your life is lacking something. You have your own activities and passions, and you need your own time as well. You also know that you can do basically everything you want in life. You don't need a man to show you the way or help you with everything. But you also don't need to demonstrate your independence to him. You don't worry that he's going to think that you can't take care of things yourself if you accept his help. You can relax and allow yourself to sometimes not do the things you are fully capable of, but let him take over if he offers that. You can allow yourself to receive from him, not because you need it, but because you enjoy it, and you know you are worthy of it. We want to see receiving, whether it's advice, support, services, compliments, paying for dinner, or giving you his full attention. We want to see that as an energetic thing. Think of it as electromagnetic waves. It's light or energy that he wants to send towards you. Imagine this as a stream of light that he decides to send in your direction. For him, it's a way to invest in you and in the relationship. It's him showing you that you matter to him, and he's trying out if he gets to play a role in your life. The more you let him invest in you, the more he's going to feel that he can connect with you and he can play an important role in your life. And you don't want to block him from that. So focus less on the services he wants to offer to you and more on the motivation behind it. Think of it not as something that goes against your independence, but as an act of investing. He is pursuing you and he wants to see if you're open to that. So you can say, "Thank you so much for offering me to drive me to the airport at 5 a.m. in the morning. It is so kind of you. I really appreciate that." Even if you know you would have been able to call a taxi. Now, does that mean you have to follow his advice if you think you have a better idea? Of course not. Does it mean you have to let him do everything for you, even if there's something you prefer doing on your own? Of course not. You can receive an advice from him and tell him you appreciate that and you will think about it. And then afterwards, maybe decide to do something else. You can also decide to follow it, even if you think you might have a better idea yourself, but just to try it out. And the same for his services. You might prefer to go shopping for a new lamp on your own, even if he offers to do it with you. But in both cases, you want to be aware of your reasons for saying no, and you want to ask yourself if you like your reasons. So if you're very much in the habit of taking care of everything yourself, and you've been so for several years, you want to challenge yourself and open up to letting him take care of some of the things and only say no if you have a good reason. And a good reason is not just that it's easier to do like you've always done or you don't need him to help you. Try to see it as a new experience to open up and allow a man to come towards you with his energy. See what that feels like. Just do it as an experiment, one step at a time. Let him carry your bag if he offers it. Let him do you a service like driving you somewhere or fixing something for you. Let him pay for dinner if he wants to. Let him give you his advice and try it out just for the fun of it. None of this compromises your independence. You are still highly competent and you know that. You don't need to demonstrate it. You don't need to say no to a service just because you can do it yourself. You might not need the things he offers to you, but maybe you will appreciate it, and at least you will appreciate the intention behind it. When a man offers you something, you are not burdening him by accepting it. You are not making yourself small or dependent for accepting a service from him. You also don't owe him anything back. And it doesn't mean you have to give him one more date or sleep with him or anything like that. It's a gift. It's not a payment. You want to remind yourself of this stream of energy coming towards you as a sign that a man wants to invest in you. It is such a good sign, and you are totally worthy of receiving his gifts. So take a deep breath and receive it. Say thank you. Give him a big smile and enjoy that he wants to make life easier for you. So this was what I had for you today. I hope it was helpful and you start noticing all the ways in which a man wants to give to you, and when it happens, have this little light bulb show up in your mind, reminding you of the intention behind, so you can feel more at ease receiving and still being a strong, independent woman who knows how to figure everything out. Because you still are that. Have a wonderful week and enjoy dating. If you like what you're hearing on this podcast and you want to get support from a coach on your love journey, I invite you to book a free consult call with me. You will find the link in the show notes. And also, don't forget to subscribe, and I would love it if you would rate and review this podcast, and then you'll also help other women find it.